Hello students, welcome to video lecture on multiple choice questions in electronics for TYBSc Physics at SPPU, Savitribai Phule Pune University. Here I am going to discuss multiple choice questions on applications of operational amplifier. Now here symbol for operational amplifier is here. Operational amplifier is high gain DC coupled amplifier with single output and differential inputs. So here this is symbol. Now this terminal, this one with minus sign here, it is called inverting terminal. This terminal with plus sign is called non-inverting terminal. These two are supply voltages and this is output terminal. So here this is symbol. Now operational amplifier satisfies certain characteristics. Ideal operational amplifier must satisfy certain characteristics, but practical operational amplifiers available in the market like IC741, it has some slight modification in that properties. Now open loop gain. Open loop voltage gain means output voltage divided by input voltage when there is no feedback. For ideal operational amplifier it will be infinite, and for practical operational amplifier it will be very high. Output impedance, it is 0 for ideal and some low value for practical. Input impedance, it is infinite and high. Input offset current, it is 0 for ideal and very small for practical. Similarly, input offset voltage, it is 0 and 2 millivolt. Bandwidth, it is infinite and 1 megahertz for 741 like this. CMMR, common mode rejection ratio, it is infinite and here it is high. Slew rate, it is infinite and here small 0.5 volt per microsecond. Input bias current 0 here it is small value. Similarly, power supply rejection ratio, it is 0 and here it is small value. 0 for ideal and small value. Power consumption nearly 50 millivolt for IC741. So these are some parameters. On the basis of that, we will go to multiple choice questions. Now here multiple choice questions. Two input terminals of an operational amplifier are named as, just we have seen, inverting input and non-inverting input. So here out of these three, high input no, positive negative no, inverting and non-inverting, this is correct. With the 0 volts on both inputs, an op-amp ideally should have an output equal to. Now we know output of operational amplifier, it is A times V1 minus V2. This is at non-inverting terminal, this is at inverting terminal. So difference of input voltages is amplified. So if V1 and V2 are 0, then you will get 0 output. The slew rate of operational amplifier increases 6 volt in 12 microseconds. The slew rate is the output of operational amplifier, particular op-amp increases 6 volt in 12 microseconds. The slew rate is, actually the slew rate is defined as SR is equal to dV0 by dt. maximum. So V0 it is output voltage. So change in output voltage per unit time, and it is volt per microsecond. Now here change in output voltage it is 6 volt and time 12 microsecond. So it is 1/2 volt per microsecond, means zero point 0.5 volt per microsecond. So here third one is correct. For an operational amplifier with negative feedback, the output is. Now here this is symbol for operational amplifier. This is inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal, and this is output terminal, and these are supply voltages plus Vs minus Vs. And suppose here part of output is fed back to input through some resistance Rf, and then here we have R1. So here this is feedback, and output is fed back to inverting terminal, then this one is called negative feedback. So here for an op-amp with negative feedback, the output is equal to the input at non-inverting terminal. No. Increase, no. Fed back to inverting input, it is correct. Fed back to the non-inverting input, no. When it is fed back to non-inverting input, that is called positive feedback. Now negative feedback in op-amp generally. So what happens here? Negative feedback, generally input impedance is increased as well as bandwidth is increased. So here negative feedback in op-amp generally increases the input impedance and bandwidth. So the second one is correct. Now we'll go to next one. A certain non-inverting operational amplifier has R1 is equal to 1 kilo ohm and Rf is equal to 50 kilo ohm. The closed loop gain H. Now we'll see circuit for non-inverting operational amplifier. So here minus plus, these are two terminals, inverting and non-inverting, and here output terminal. Here we have supply. Now what happens here? Output is fed back through feedback resistance Rf to inverting terminal. Then we take here R1. So here and here, these are two terminals. In non-inverting amplifier, this one is connected to ground and input is applied here. And here gain of the operational amplifier, it is V0 upon Vi, and it is 1 plus Rf upon R1, and this is closed loop gain. So closed loop gain is 1 plus Rf upon R1 for non-inverting amplifier. So here 1 plus ACL is equal to 1 plus Rf. Rf is 50 kilo ohm divided by 1 kilo ohm. So we get 1 plus 50, that is 51. So here third one is correct. In the common mode. So in the common mode means this is operational amplifier, inverting and non-inverting terminal and V0. So in common mode, same input is given to both the terminals. So means identical signals are given to both the inputs. So here both inputs are grounded, no. Inputs will have opposite voltages, no. An identical signal appears on both the inputs. So this one is correct. The output signal depends on inverting input only, no. The common mode gain is generally very low. It is very low. A certain inverting amplifier has closed loop gain of 25. The op-amp has an open loop voltage gain of 1 lakh. If an op-amp with an open loop voltage gain of 2 lakh is substituted in the arrangement, the closed loop gain. Now, if we see inverting amplifier circuit, minus plus terminals, output terminal, this is feedback resistance, RF, and here R1. Now in inverting amplifier, non-inverting terminal is connected to ground. So V0. Now ACL in this case it is minus RF upon R1. Actually this minus sign because output is inverted. So generally RF upon R1 it is closed loop gain. Now suppose operational amplifier open loop gain means without feedback it is 1 lakh, and if we replace this operational amplifier with 2 lakh open loop gain, but closed loop gain will remain the same. It is RF upon R1, it depends on feedback resistance and this input resistance. So here that closed loop gain is 25, so it will remains the same, remains at 25. The input offset current equals the difference between two input currents for zero output, average of input currents to zero output, output voltage by output impedance, and none of this. Now what is input offset voltage? Input offset current. So if this is operational amplifier, minus, plus, and V0. So suppose IB1, it is current flowing through inverting terminal, and IB2, it is current flowing through non-inverting terminal. Then input offset current is equal to IB1 minus IB2, for which V0 is equal to 0. Means difference in input currents for zero output. That is called input offset current. So here this first one is correct. Average of two input currents for zero output, that is IB1 plus IB2 by 2. This is called input bias current. Input bias current. Now next one, a voltage follower has a voltage gain of 1, is non-inverting, has no feedback resistor, all of these. Actually, voltage follower circuit is like this. Plus minus output terminal V0. This is inverting terminal, and we have connected inverting terminal to output, and we give input here. So what happens here? Here generally V0 is equal to Vi. So gain, that is V0 upon Vi, it is equal to 1. So first one is correct. Input is given to non-inverting terminal, so it is non-inverting. And if we see here this feedback, no resistance in the feedback, so has no resistor in the feedback. So all of these are correct. The op-amp can amplify. Now you can have inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier. Both amplifiers will amplify AC signal as well as DC signal. So both here, both AC and DC signals. The ideal op-amp has the following characteristics. Ri, infinity, A infinity, R0, 0. Ri, that is input impedance. A open loop gain and Ro output impedance. Output impedance. Now here we have seen open loop gain, it is infinite, so A is infinite. Output impedance, that is R0, that is 0, and input impedance here, that is Ri, and that is infinity. So infinity, infinity, 0. So here this is infinite, this is also infinite, and this is 0. So out of these combinations, if we see this first one, Ri infinity, A infinity, R0, 0, this is correct one. When step input is given, to an op-amp integrator, the output will be. Now the output will be what? So if we see integrator circuit, now integrator circuit is like this: minus, plus, R, and here capacitance in the feedback circuit, and V0, and here this is connected to ground, and we give here input Vi, and we have output here V0, capacitance. Now output is given as V0 is equal to minus 1 upon RC. RC is called time constant, 0 to some t, suppose, Vi dt plus some constant. I can take V0 for at 0 time. So this is output. Now here, suppose we take graph here. So here Vi and here time, and then we will take here output versus time, here V0, and suppose we have input like this, step potential. Step means here input is 0, and at t is equal to 0 input becomes minus 1, and then it remains minus 1. So what happens here? 0, minus 1. So this is step. So what happens to output? So when input is 0, output is also 0. But when input becomes minus 1, then output, here we have inverted. So output goes on increasing linearly, and then it becomes constant, and that is saturation value. That is saturation value. That is decided by supply voltage. Here we have supply voltage Vs plus minus V. So this is a ramp. So waveform is a ramp. Now the expression for integration frequency in op-amp integrator is, now here RC, it is time constant. So frequency, that is 1 upon RC. So here 1 upon CR. Second one is correct. The expression for the time constant in differential character op-amp is. Now if we see differentiator circuit, the circuit is like this. Minus, plus, V0. Now here we have feedback resistance R, and in the input we have capacitor, and here Vi, and this terminal is connected to ground. So V0 here, it is minus RC into d by dt of V in. So here RC, it is time constant of this. So it is RC or CR. Now here next one, due to presence of capacitor in feedback path, the output of an integrator varies. Now here we have seen integrator circuit. Now here we have here capacitor in the feedback. Here capacitor in the feedback. And here for input, output varies gradually, and that is due to charging of capacitor. Charging and discharging of capacitor. So here output varies gradually. Now next one, in an inverting ideal integrator, which component exhibits the feedback path connection? Now we have seen this. This is the integrator circuit. This is feedback path, and in feedback path we have capacitor. So capacitor. So here this one is correct, capacitor. Now instrumentation amplifier. Actually instrumentation amplifier has high gain, high input impedance, as well as high CMRR. What is CMRR? Common mode rejection ratio. So high gain, high input impedance, and high CMMR. So all of the above are correct. Now which among the following are the requirements of an instrumentation amplifier? So the instrumentation amplifier must have high input resistance, high CMMR, and high slew rate. So all of these. In an ideal operational amplifier depicted below, the potential at node A is 1 volt, 0 volt, 5 volt, 25 volt. Actually, this is inverting amplifier. And we have two golden rules. What is first rule? No current flows through input terminals, and second one is voltages at two input terminals are nearly equal. These are two golden rules for negative feedback. Now see here. So here if we take this and this, no current flows through this. So when we have current, the current may flow like this or like this, but no current flows through input. And voltages at two input terminals are nearly equal. Now point A This point A, this is Vn, input at inverting terminal. And here I can say Vp, input at non-inverting terminal. Vn will be equal to Vp. But Vp is equal to 0 because it is connected to ground. So Vn is also equal to 0 and this is called virtual ground. We know this. So what happens? A is virtual ground, so it has 0 volt. In an ideal operational amplifier depicted below, the output of the operational amplifier is. Now here gain is minus Rf upon R1 and V0 is equal to A times Vi. So V0 will be equal to minus Rf upon R1 into Vi. Now Rf is 25 kilo ohm, R1 is 5 kilo ohm. So V0 is equal to minus 25 divided by 5 same minutes into input is 1 volt. Input is 1 volt. So we'll get minus 5 volt. So here there is no negative. So we must have here minus 5 volt. We can change this. So minus 5 volt. One input terminal of high gain comparator circuit is connected to ground and a sinusoidal voltage is applied to the other input. The output of the comparator will be. Now here, what is comparator? This is operational amplifier V0. We have two input terminals and suppose we have some reference voltage connected to one terminal and input is connected to another terminal. Now what happens here in comparator circuit, if V in is greater than V reference, output will be maximum, generally plus Vmax. Vmax, it may be saturation voltage, but V in is less than V reference, then V0 will be minus V minimum, so minimum voltage. Now here we have input as sine wave and V reference, one input terminal of high gain comparator circuit is connected to ground. This one is connected to ground. So V reference is equal to 0. Now here input here given here. So what happens here? If we take output, so for this part, Vi it is greater than V reference. So we will have maximum output. For this part, V reference, V in, it is less than V reference, negative voltage. So here output will be V minimum. So here minimum for this part. And then for this part, like this. So you will have square wave. Now next one, assume that the op-amp of figure below is ideal. If Vi is triangular wave, then output V0 of the operational amplifier. So Vi here and V0. Now this is differentiator circuit. V0 is equal to minus RC d in by dt. Now see here, suppose we take input, and input is suppose triangular way, like this triangular way. This is input, and if we take output here, output here, output here. Now if we take this part, increasing part, so what happens for this increasing part? Increasing part, dv in by dt, this represents slope. So here slope is positive, minus RC into positive value, and constant slope is that is constant value. So negative value, so we'll get negative value up to this point. Then for this part, slope is negative, so V0 is positive, so it becomes positive. Then for this part, it becomes negative, and then positive like this. So we get a square wave. If we have sine wave, we will get output as cosine wave. For sine, we will have cosine, and for cosine input, we will have sine output. So this is for differentiator. If a constant voltage plus V is applied to the input of the following op-amp circuit for a time t, then the output V0 of the circuit will be. Now see here, this, if we see carefully, this circuit is integrator. So this circuit is integrator circuit. This is integrator circuit. So what is output? V0 is equal to minus 1 upon RC integration Vi into dt plus some constant. Now here plus V, that is constant voltage is applied. So suppose we take input with time, and that input, and then we will find output. So we can plot now. Here input, we will take here input and here output. Now what is input? Input is some positive value, that is plus V, and it is constant with time. And suppose we take here B equal to suppose 0. So what is V0? V0 is equal to Vi plus dt. Vi dt, integration Vi dt multiplied by minus. So it is inverted. So what happens? This goes on adding. This is simply integrator. Goes on adding with time. So it goes like this. So here V0 we can take, suppose minus 1 upon RC 0 to t Vi dt. Vi is plus, so plus minus V upon RC. Vi is plus V. So minus V upon RC integration dt 0 to t. So we get minus V upon RC into t 0 to t, and I can take t is equal to RC time constant. So we will get here minus v, and it increases linearly. It approaches linearly. So this third one is correct. Third one is correct. Which circuits converts irregularly shaped waveform to regular shaped waveform? So here irregularly shaped waveform to regularly shaped waveforms are obtained by using Schmitt trigger. So this is about some multiple choice questions on operational amplifiers. Thanks very much. In next lecture, I will explain multiple choice questions on LED, optocoupler, class A, class B, class C amplifier. So thank you very much for this lecture. Thanks again.